Yo, this is Tone Kapone, and you're getting lifted to the sounds of my DJ, DJ Spaceship. Go ahead and beam him up, boy. Let's get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Greetings and salutations from us to all the nations. We're about to get loose, strictly for entertainment. We're reppin' Tampa Bay, 10 toes down. It's waves of the bay. No, we ain't playing round. Saturdays from 10 to 12. Make sure you ride the wave. It's Tone Kapone and DJ Spaceship on your airwaves. We're mixing interviews, R&B and hip hop. We're blasting off, and the top is just a pit stop.
With that being said, man, we have a guest on the phone. Let me bring this dude up, man. Walt, are you there, sir?
Yes, man. I'm on the line, man.
Yeah, it works so good, man. How you living tonight, sir?
Man, I can't even complain, man. You know, I'm blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored.
That's what it is, man. So Tampa Bay, what we do, pretty much every show we like to talk to some of the up-and-comers or some of the heavy hitters in Tampa, and this cat right here is one of them on a lot of different levels. So we have Walt the Great on the phone with us right now, man. Walt, I want to just go ahead and get into it, man. You're a man of many hats, so just tell the people what all you get into and what all you do.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of said it, man. I am a man of many hats. I'm more known in the city as a sound engineer. You know, I mix, I master, I record. I'm also a singer. I'm also a songwriter. I'm also a background singer. I also do video editing. I also do graphic design. It kind of keeps going.
For real.
Anything when it comes to entertainment, you know, I got my hand in it, and I've been doing it, and quite, you know, for some time as well.
So what was it that started all that? Like, what were you doing first before everything else just evolved?
The first thing I ever started really doing, I want to say, was probably rapping.
Okay.
With a group of friends. Started as, you know, freestyling, playing on a microphone, and then from there, you know, I actually started making beats. I mean, I didn't mention that, but I'm also a producer as well.
This guy.
I started making beats maybe around 13, 14 years old, somewhere in there. You know, literally the first Fruity Loops that ever came to market. Because I guess I'm showing my age in that aspect. But
ain't no thing with that. We just getting better with time, man.
Right, yeah, definitely. But I eventually moved from software and went to hardware, only to come back to software.
Okay.
But, you know,
why?
If you're a producer, you understand that.
Why? Why did you go back?
Honestly, there were more things that you can do, and time consuming. Hardware takes a lot more time. It does.
True.
Software, you can, but then you have programs like Machine where you can kind of do a little bit of both. You know, you get your hardware and your software. You still get the feel of both of them. But, you know, I'm still a fan of hardware. It just takes a little bit more time.
I love watching producers create, man. Shep, I don't know if you've been in the studio to see a producer create, at least in a minute, man, but it's fascinating, bro. Like, they just sit back and just pick out some sounds and boom, 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 and then you got a whole beat right after that, man. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially this cat right here, man. So Glass House, one thing I wanted to do was actually bring like an engineer on the line, because a lot of artists out here just don't seem to have their sound right. So Glass House kind of speaks for itself, but what is the quality like at Glass House?
I mean, you get an industry standard, honestly. When it comes to Glass House, we also work pretty fast. I mean, we know that, you know, it's a lot of young, up-and-coming artists who don't necessarily have, you know, a big budget as a major label, or as a big budget, you know, as someone, you know, who's probably in their, you know, they're within another profession right now. You know, they don't necessarily have a job that can afford a $150 tab at a studio.
Right.
And we understand that. So because we understand that, we try to get you in there and get you out of there. You know, if you come there with everything ready to go, you know, we get you out of there with a radio-ready record by the time you leave. And that's kind of what we've been standing on since we started. And, you know, from there, that's why the word of mouth is the way it is when it comes to Glass House.
Artists, he just dropped a jewel, man. And don't go into the studio trying to get ready to record a song. You should already be ready to record it, man. I know you've had some horror stories in the studio, I'm sure.
Oh, please. plenty of horror stories, man. Plenty. My wife knows a lot about most of them. But, I come home aggravated sometimes, but, at the same time, I get it, and I can't really be like that. That's kind of that old head mentality, and I can't really go into it like that sometimes because, these are younger dudes who are just getting into the industry, and they don't necessarily know yet. So I can't, go into a situation at the studio where I'm expecting them to know everything and know how to do it all at one time. I gotta, reach one, teach one as well.
That's true. I can understand that.
Yeah.
So J. Walt, question for you: who is your Yoda when it comes to production and your style of putting this vibes together for the people?
I have to say Organized Noise. Probably one of the Organized Noise, Pharrell. Those were my biggest influence coming up when it came to production. I recently found an old beat CD from like 2000 and whatever. We ain't gonna say what time, but I could hear my influence from those like Organized Noise and Pharrell.
And the thing that I noticed about Organized Noise, I did an interview with me and Tone. Actually, we did an interview with Big Gip from Goody Mob, and he pointed something out about Organized Noise that a lot of people, I mean, of course, being in the industry, you recognize it, but they don't do samples like the Dr. Dre's and the Kanye's and stuff like that, like this live instrumentation and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, completely. And I can't say that that's why I was originally a fan because, I also went through my Kanye phase, because right. Around that time, when we all started producing, Kanye was a big deal. So we all were, trying to mimic that, or at least we got a lot of swag from that.
Right.
But I do appreciate Organized Noise for not having a lot of samples and actually doing live instrumentation. And to be honest, I didn't really get fully into live instrumentation until maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
So how many different instruments do you play, and what's your favorite?
I play 2, which would be bass and piano. I'm not really an expert at either, but I can definitely get by. You wouldn't know. But my favorite would be piano, though. I definitely can get by on that,
I always wanted to learn to play the keys, man, but I just never sat down in front of, the keys and tried to actually learn. Like it just looks so cool. You see Ray Charles do it and all the different people.
They be jamming too.
They make it look so simple, but then it's like I never sat down to try to learn it myself. So that's got to be tough.
Once you get a few chords, get down a few chords, man, it'll kind of become a little bit more simpler to you. Me, myself, and one of the owners of Brass House, we're big on them chords. Once we hit 3 or 4 chords, we'll put some stuff together. It's almost, like music theory from there.
Right. Now, I want to talk artists with you for a second. And, you have the different genres. You got hip hop, you got R&B, you got jazz, you got scat. Like, you got so many different genres and fields in music. What's an artist that you like a lot, like you listen to a lot, that would catch people by surprise that you listen to?
I'd have to say, I don't know if a lot of people know these names, but one right now would be Glass Animal. They are definitely on my top little list right now that I've been listening to a lot. Empire to the Sun, MGMT, a lot of funkadelic type style bands that I listen to. It's kind of would be, I guess, a surprise for a lot of people for me. Or it might not be, because, when you see me out in public, I probably dress like I listen to a lot of that stuff.
I've never heard of any of those names, though.
I've heard of them. You got to get off that.
I ain't the DJ here, though, man.
You got to open up your ears, man. They got some jams, bro.
I'm gonna go listen, for real.
You got to come off that porch, Tone. You got to come off that porch, man.
Come on, DJ Spaceship.
I'm just saying, there's people out there that I never heard of and haven't, I'll give you one that I discovered this year. Actually, shout out to my niece Nasaya. She gave me this one. She turned me on to Billie Eilish. I never heard of her.
Oh yeah.
How you never heard of the girl that won all these awards?
Well, Billie just pulled up to the party with all those awards.
She won all of these awards. How you ain't never heard her?
Yeah, but before that though, I had heard about it though. I didn't, I think, but that's a younger generation that put us on that one.
Right,
yeah, definitely for sure.
Sean, you can name a Billie Eilish song?
No, but I know
Okay.
her. I've listened to her album. Though.
So we both need to get off the porch.
Nah, but I've listened to her album though.
Well, I might have to get off the porch when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to name a song now? No.
But I know about it. I know a jam.
Yeah, she definitely gets down. Like I had to listen, and she got the little, soft, subtle sound to her music and stuff. Like she did clean house at the Grammys this year. I can say that. She cleaned house. House.
Yeah, I'm glad the Grammys actually, saw her and seen what time it was. I hope that wasn't a whole, she had people at the label that had to push her, but they're actually coming to their senses when it comes to giving these awards out the correct way.
There really ain't no telling, man. You know how these award shows are for real. I have my questions and suspicions about it, but it is what it is,
Right.
But we're talking with Walt right here from Glass House, man. Amazing artist and just an amazing entertainer. So I do have some of this music right here. We've played some of your songs on here before. I want to ask you about this song called Spaceship. How you gonna make a song called Spaceship and not get a DJ Spaceship?
That's a good question.
That's what I want.
I want to know this answer. What you got, Walt? What did you say to the people?
Spaceship, you know what? You probably could have did some scratching on there. Definitely.
Well, I don't want to scratch. I do a little singing and stuff like that.
You know what? Now that's something I ain't know.
I was just playing pineapples. I was just playing. I joke around, but I put it down. No, I was just playing.
Yeah, the Spaceship track. That was one of those songs that just kind of came to me on site on the scene because to be 1,000. I really don't have time to record the way that I want to record because I'm always engineering everybody else.
I can imagine.
Engineering, especially at Glass House, it's a full part-time job for me. Because I'm still corporate America, but for the most part, that's my passion. That's something that I do, but it takes a lot of time. And every time I'm in the studio, I'm literally recording somebody else.
And you got to give them your all, or else they're gonna know at the same time. So I can definitely dig that.
Definitely.
Man, how about we start off with Go All In? Go ahead and set this song up for me.
All right, well, Go All In is definitely one of those tracks, man, where, if you're around the city and you know Tampa, you're going to the Hall, you're probably going to M-Bird, any of these other, crab cocktail bars that just has a great vibe. You got a great woman on your arm, or you're going to go meet some great women. Or you're a woman going to go meet some great men. This is definitely that track to kind of set the vibe for the rest of that Friday or that Saturday or that Sunday evening.
That's what it is, man. It's called Go All In. We got Walt on the phone. We'll be right back with him.
All this alcohol, I'm feeling stuck. Another Vucare off in my cup. There's no one tomorrow. 8 hours of sorrow. Baby, come get closer so we can put our toast up to the weekend. Yeah, yeah. Do you have a friend for my friend? Don't just go halfway, go all in. As the night cuts down on the daylight, I can feel
put me on the remix of this groovy song. I can get this groovy remix on. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? We're back. Hey, man, J. Walt, man, you just a cool dude with a cool groove. Like, it's just...
There's a few, like, there's a different, like, there's a tier of just coolness, and he's on that top tier. You know what I'm saying?
The cool kids on the block, and he's
definitely at the cool table.
Yeah,
don't flatter me, man. I hang with the cool kids, man.
Listen, you do hang with a cool crew.
I'm mimicking them, man. That's how that goes.
Listen, this project, Happy Hour, I told you this recently, too. Like, it just has, like, a groove. Like, you can get dressed to get ready to go where you're going, or you can just go to, like, one of the chill spots.
Get dressed to go to the living room.
Even that. Well, that's been the case since the pandemic and everything, so, but it's got a real...
fell on the couch.
Yeah, just enjoy yourself, man. Like, I like it. I listen to it all the time. It's one of my favorites.
Man, I appreciate it too, man. I've been seeing you show the love online and everything like that, man. And it's, when you first put it out, everybody, they show their love. That's how that goes. But you've actually been one of the few that's been very consistent with that, man.
Oh yeah,
I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, like when I go to the gym, I try to put me some music on. Everybody go, hip hop, hardcore. I actually listen to R&B. So I might be listening to some Tevin. I might be listening to the Happy Hour. I might be listening to some C. Renee. It's just different, but it's like when I actually sat down, listening to your project and in the gym at the same time, it just put me in a different mindset. Just,
I appreciate
it's a groove, man.
Yeah, just a different feel. I mean, we can't go to the club. Really.
Shoot, you promote it more than I do, and that's sad part.
I'm gonna need my percentage.
Hey, I'm gonna have to give it to you, man.
Well, let's talk about that though, man. Like, what's been the reaction from people like in your circle and outside of the circle, man? Like, have people been feeling it or what?
Well, within my circle,
has anybody told you your music is trash?
No, not that.
All right.
It's been more so, within my circle, it's been more so like, you should have been did this 10, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, I definitely am a person that drags my feet when it comes to my music, particularly because I'm always trying to help somebody else out. And this was the first time, and probably because of the pandemic, I had to sit down and be on my hands. And, I decided to put my own work out. So, and I had the opportunity to do so. So I just did it.
That's good to hear.
From in the circle, everyone was pretty proud, pretty happy. Give me great reviews, They'll post me on their stories, when they're doing road trips or just randomly of the times where they hear these tracks and they love it. Outside the circle, it's been a great thing, People who never heard of me before have definitely been in contact with me. There's been a lot of opportunities for me to start doing some online shows.
Nice.
I know my most recent, my first one coming up would be in October. But there's just a lot of people who honestly didn't know, that I was even a singer. They just know me as an engineer or a producer or a video editor or, live mixing. They don't really know me as an actual artist. So this was a bit different for them to even find out. And then once they found out, it was like, wow,
now they're waiting for the next project, right?
Yeah, they can't wait for the next one. Which is closer than it probably need to be, because I haven't really promoted this one the way I need to, honestly.
Well, why haven't you promoted this one like you need to, man? You've had time with the Rona and everything. Let's be real with it.
I mean, to be honest, I have my own insecurities when it comes to music. You get tired of hearing your own music, after you've been listening to it maybe 8 months before you actually put it out.
Yeah.
And then, you move on to a whole different vibe and set of music that you like and that you in love with at that time, and you kind of forget about the older stuff that you've done. And that's probably been my problem for most of my music career, is I have a catalog of probably over 100 and something songs, but I'm tired of them. But just because I'm tired of them, the world has never heard them.
They're old to you and new to us, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, and that's probably one of my biggest issues, on top of, procrastination.
Well, I mean, at least you're honest about it, because I procrastinate and stuff. But I want to throw something out at you, and I want to ask you a question in the same. It says, whatever's stopping you from writing a poem, that's the poem. So, other than procrastination, other than hearing your own music, what other insecurities about your sound do you have?
Being from Tampa, that it's too poppy or not hard enough or just not, it just doesn't necessarily flow within a certain culture that I grew up in here.
Right.
And so automatically I feel like I would never have any fans or no one really interested into it. But until I actually grew up and started exploring Tampa as a whole city and not just one section,
right.
I found that there are many different cultures here, many different people here who would love to hear the style of music that I have and on the vibe that I'm on.
Right.
So I think that used to be one of my biggest insecurities until probably like the past maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 years.
Gotcha.
Well, that's crazy, man. Because you're so cool. Like, I wouldn't imagine that you would be like hesitant to put that music out there and worry about like what people think about it, man. So when you get the praise and people that are so surprised to see you and your artistry, like how does that like reinforce your pursuit and what you're doing?
It reminds me that I should continue to make music that I like to hear, because clearly there's somebody else that like it as well. And even if that's 5 to 10 people, I'm cool with that, you know. But I know that it would more than likely be more, but the older that I'm getting, the more that I'm starting to understand and self-realize is that, you know, a lot of people like what I like. I just don't express it enough to find other people who do like it. So, you know, that's what gives me motivation to just keep on making music that I honestly like and that I enjoy making.
I'm going to drop a jewel on you, man. With the internet and everything, it doesn't really matter what people over here think, because your music is going to be spread worldwide. So if you have a niche and you got that sound, and everybody that's looking for that sound needs to know to find J. Walt. So that's what it is, man.
Happy Hour.
Attack.
And then you have the song Amongst Many with J-Rock, On and On.
Oh, that's my jam, man.
That's my jam. Like, you know, like,
I love that song. I was so happy when he asked me to get on that, man.
It's got a vibe to it. Like, you know, J-Rock, he has his own vibe and his own cool. And then he added you to the dynamic. And like, when I heard the song, like, because I like that different, weird, futuristic sound. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
80s, you know, it's that 80s pop, man. It's that vibe, man.
It's that get on your cool and just get on your cool and find a groove.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, man, I do have this track Cool Water right here that I do want to spin on. We only got a few minutes left with you. Before I even press play on this, can you go ahead and just drop your social media information?
Oh, yeah, man, I'm at J. Walt the Great. That's JWALT, like Walt Disney. J. Walt the Great at everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Gmail, all of them. It's J. Walt the Great.
And go ahead and
and SoundCloud.
And go ahead and tell me about this song, Cool Water.
Cool Water, honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I was in Aruba with my wife, hanging out, and I honestly just got that vibe from her, and I wrote this song with her in mind, honestly, and that's really how this song kind of came out, and it ended up coming out to be a vibe.
This is what I'm talking about, man. You just next level cool, man. Most people would be like, well, I had some cologne on. It was cool water. Well, I was in Aruba. Yeah,
I ain't no flex. It's not a flex at all or anything like that, man. Aruba's too expensive to go to right now, honestly.
I know you said that with your pinky up, man. I can see it right now.
Man, it was like going to, you know, it was like going within the states. It wasn't really nothing crazy. But that's honestly just how this song kind of came about, man. You know, just chilling on the beach, you know, with my lady.
That's what it is, man. We're going to play Cool Water. Be right back with y'all.
Everywhere I see your face, you add beauty to my imagination. Thoughts of you I can't replace. Tell me what's your magic, baby? Hot Deja, cool water. I'm going under, skin like smooth patience, and I'll do anything to see us make it. Love will be our boat, keep us both afloat. No need to swim for shore. Hot Deja, cool water. I'm going under, skin like smooth butter, butter. Hot Deja, cool water. I'm going under, skin like smooth butter, butter.
Everywhere I go, J-Walt put me in the video. Hey. If you want to go somewhere in Spaceship, not all in the video. All on the song, intro, outro. Go somewhere. I don't know where to tell you to go. I mean, go get your taxes done. I mean, I don't know. Take your stimulus check.
J-Walt, man, I got one more question for you. We only got a couple minutes here, so just a real quick question for you. As an engineer at Glass House, man, can you give me like a name of somebody you would like your dream person to engineer a session for?
Ooh, my dream person to engineer a session for. Andre 3000.
Hey. Okay.
Why?
I've been a big fan, and he's been a big influence when it comes to me and me actually, trying to sing, or at least, get the courage to actually try to sing. It would definitely have to be Andre, man, and also because it's a rarity.
Yeah,
he's not a person that necessarily drops music that often. It's a celebration when you see him, no matter where you see him.
That's true.
So that would just be, definitely a bucket list for me.
That's real,
and
man.
I have a bucket list of a few of them, but he's definitely number one on that list.
Hey, that's a good name right there, man. I know Spaceship. Man, put a smile on your face right there.
Man, listen, like Andre, man, like I'm one of the biggest, probably, if not, and a lot of people probably say this, being from the South, I'm one of the biggest Outkast fans out there, and then it's Andre. You see what I'm saying? Like, just his style, his creative juices, just the way he put everything together, and it's just, I'm a huge Andre fan, man. If you can't be from the South and not know about Andre or be a fan of Andre. Like, Outkast kicked the door down and gained they helped us get the respect that we get now.
Hey, man, the South got something to say.
Hey, you took it right out my mouth, man.
Facts. Man. Thank you for taking time out to talk with us tonight, man. And thank you for doing everything you do, especially with Glass House, and just keeping everybody sound crispy and quality, and with your music, and always keeping that smooth at the same time, man. It's all about quality with you. We definitely appreciate that standard you put out there.
I appreciate y'all even, bringing that up and acknowledging us for that, man. And, we also want to give love out to all the rest of the studios who are honestly doing the same thing. We're not the only ones trying to help Tampa win. It's a few of you guys out there that's doing y'all thing. And we hear y'all because we hear y'all sessions just like y'all hear our sessions, man. And it's all love. No competition whatsoever, bro.
This is Tone Kapone
and DJ Spaceship.
And Saturday nights from 10 to midnight, we bring you Waves of the Bay, right here on WMNF 88.5 Tampa.
With the hottest interviews, the hottest music.
You can submit your music for the Tampa Bay Watch segment at wavesofthebay.radio@gmail.com, or follow us on all social media at Waves of the Bay.
Every Saturday, 10 to 12. Make sure you come and ride the wave.
Yes, sir.